Hey everybody!
French hens,
Two turtle doves.
Oh, my kitty's out here. Hold on. The kitty is hearing the Christmas music, and she is singing more Christmas carols than I think I've ever heard her sing in my life. Man, what is all this weird music you're... She's like, this isn't Vaporwave. She's like, I'm a Vaporwave cat. I'm into new retro wave. A little bit of goth. My cat's into goth. Oh, she loves goth. You play goth, she'll lay over. You play like old Peter Murphy or Bauhaus or something, and she's like, Bela Lugosi's dead, and my cat is laying over on her side. But then the other cats absolutely love the Christmas music. The boy cat will come up and put his ears to the speakers when it's harp and flute. And he did that the other night. He just did it again earlier. He came in and plopped down right on my keyboard when I was playing that. I was like, okay, Okay, so here's the deal, man. I got one package that said open at midnight. Right at 0 midnight. Now it's written with, well, here, I'll show you. It's not a bomb, guys. It's not a bomb. Famous last words, man. Famous last words. Where is the package? Open at... Here we go. I've got a return address on it out of Mesa, Arizona. Okay, so if it blows up right now as I'm talking to you, Mesa, Arizona, right? You can trace it. But it came to my P.O. Box, priority mail, and it says on the outside, do not open until December 25th, 2016 at 0000. And it looks like they mean well. So, here we go. I'm just going to open it right now, and I'm not going to read it or anything. I'm just going to make sure there's no... I mean, the post office already does this, guys. They already make sure there's no wires and, ticking and, plastic explosives, I mean. So, okay, yeah, it's not. I can already see down on the bottom, we got a Christmas card, and it's covered by some plastic, but I can see some other stuff in there, so it's not a problem. All right, don't you worry. Everything else I got is from somebody who I've talked to in chat or a longtime viewer. So we've got so many packages here. Oh, Wednesday, it's okay. It's okay. The Christmas tree is up. The lights are all on. The music is playing. I know a lot of you are international, so you're already in December 25th. I mean, it's going to be over for you, sort of. But then you can tune in after you're done doing all your stuff, if you do stuff on Christmas, and you can open presents vicariously through me. And if you don't celebrate the holiday, you can see how weird we all are in this weird gift thing that we do every year. And but no, I'm kidding about that. But I'll be on tomorrow afternoon. Let's just set it at 4 p.m. Well, you know what? I should probably make it a little later so people on the West Coast can tune in. Let's do it at 6 p.m. Central Time, which will be 7 p.m. East Coast Time and 4 p.m. West Coast Time. That way you guys can do stuff throughout the day. You don't have to bother to tune in, because it's going to take me to open this many packages and read the letters and try and get through each one. And if you guys have a question, since it's going to be the package opening with the Christmas and stuff, I'll put the questions to the side. I try to answer questions when people write me. But if you have a question, I'll put it to the side, and then I'll do a later question-answer session while I open a beer and drink a beer, which a viewer sent me a whole pack of Christmas brews and all kinds of stuff. So I'll open one of those up, and we will answer the questions in a separate Q&A session. And probably I'll open up the chat room, too. So I'll probably only have 15 or 20 questions. And so if you guys have questions, you can tune in for that little thing too. That'll be fun. So, packages tomorrow, letters tomorrow, and then questions tomorrow night. And it'll be late night questions, like midnight or something like that. So I hope you guys are all doing good. I'm doing really good. I'm really happy to see the channel growing the way it is. I'm shocked. I am really shocked. I was hoping to be at 170,000 by Christmas. Clearly you can see we're at 179,474. I'm watching it like a hawk just because I want to see what happens. I've never had a big YouTube channel like this before, so I want to see what happens as it starts to grow. And I'm sitting here watching, and all of a sudden, boom, 60 accounts gone. 60 immediately, 60. In 1 second, 60 off the list. It went from, I can see my numbers count real time. And YouTube just pulled 60 accounts, man, just whack. And just, it's like a piece of grass that's growing too quick, you know? The tallest blade of grass get cut first, old proverbs say. Well, that's kind of what's going on, I think. So whack it down a little bit, try to stop it, try to slow the growth a little bit. And it's growing hand over fist because, well, because, first of all, because I dared to mention the wave that showed up on the Mimic microwave background imagery. Now, I was posting in chat. You guys can follow the links. I have used the Mimic microwave background imagery for years, since at least 2012. Since 2012. So we've shown everything from solar flares hitting the Earth to rare radio wave events that are coming from ships out at sea. We even recorded pulses coming from the space fence out at Guam that created Typhoon Haiyan. I was taken to task by the mainstream media a couple of years ago, back in 2014, I think, when Haiyan, the biggest typhoon to ever form, came out of a pulse that appeared on the Mimic. A pulse appeared across the Pacific Ocean only, coming from Guam, at the space fence. And out of that came this rotation that instantly formed into a large hurricane, and it hit Philippines and killed just so many people. The day it hit, you'd think they'd be talking about the storm. Instead, the day that the typhoon hit, morning news in Philippines was running my full video, and they had on the head of their NOAA, their NOAAH or whatever, their version of NOAA, they had their lead director on, Dr. Mahar Lagme, to debunk my video, point by point. And they didn't ask my permission to play it. They just took the video and played it on their morning news. They spent 10 to 15 minutes playing my video and responding to it. And all I did was show the pulse on Mimic and say, look at this. And then I went and looked, tried to find where the pulse was coming from. There was no doubt about it. The rotation came out of the pulse. And the doctor's explanation was that it was a natural pulse. He said, oh, that's natural. Oh, that's natural. Come here. And so the Mimic has shown so many different events over so many years. X-class flares, CMEs hitting the Earth. Any type of electromagnetic disturbance of great power shows up on this system unintentionally. And guess what they've said each time? On the solar flares, they said it was just an anomaly, that it was just a glitch in their system. When the solar flares are coming, I mean, they're like even denying solar flares on this thing. So when a big wave hits, like what hit in 2011, August of 2011, giant wave hit, but it didn't look, I mean, it looks kind of similar in shape to the wave that just hit in 2016. You guys can post that link in chat again here, you know, I mean, you guys are welcome to search it out, but here, let me show it to you actually here. Hold on, take a look at this. Whoa. Okay, take a look at this, guys. I'm going to take you over to my website. Okay, we're going to search Dutchsinse Mimic. And you're going to see a couple posts that I've made over the years, but let's take you to March of 2015. See this here? Hopefully you can see all this on the screen and hear me. Okay, major solar storm hitting Earth seen on the Mimic microwave imagery. March 17, 2015. Now, here we have the solar Enlil spiral. This is something everybody uses to track large solar flares. This is an X-class 2, X2.2 solar flare. When it hit, it caused a major solar storm, which you can see on the solar wind, the solar activity. Then you can also see the GOES magnetometer going through the chart, going off the charts. Same time that happened, 2 to 3 days after the event occurred, when the particles arrived and hit the planet on the sun-facing side of the Earth. So this is daytime when this hit, roughly across 12 noon, right at the middle. A large shock wave hit Earth, basically seen across the Mimic microwave background imagery. This is the only way that you can visibly, quote-unquote, see one of these events. And I just happened to catch it one time back in 2012, a long time ago. Actually, maybe it was even end of 2011.
when we were seeing events with HARP and ships out in the ocean that were producing these large pulses, not nearly as big as what you're seeing here, but still very large. These are even bigger because, of course, we're talking about an X-class flare. I took screenshots of it showing as it hit what time. Here it is, 12 UTC, 12 noon. Okay, so going into midnight across the planet. So again, we have the full planet in view there. Now, as we get down to the bottom of the post, we're going to get to August of 2011. Now, look at this. See this? This is August of 2011. Again, pay attention. Just quickly, boom, once hit on both sides of the planet, taking the same shape. And the reason, again, that shape is because both sides of the planet are being hit at the same time. That actually bends up and around the North and South Pole at the same time. So if you were to put this on the globe, it would look like one ring around the entire planet, not two. Okay? So something's hitting the planet. Excuse me. So, this is back in August of 2011. About a week and a half later, the biggest earthquakes in the East Coast history, or at least in recorded history, 5.9 earthquake struck in Virginia, 5.4 struck in Colorado, and internationally speaking, if you go search August 2011 earthquakes, you're going to find that right after this, again, right after March 17th, so starting in the days after March 17th, there was a pretty heavy increase. Oh, I'm sorry, not March 7th. August 2011, there was a pretty heavy increase in activity around the planet, not just in the United States, but I'm just giving you an example, all right? I mean, we've caught this so many times. Now, each time, whether it's a solar flare, whether it's a man-made ship-borne event, or something else, that they've tried to say it was an error. An error. And I've made many videos in the past. Here. All right, now this is funny because this is the Typhoon Haiyan video where the Philippines government ripped me apart on TV. It's a really good video. You should go check it out. But here, you know what? Let me show you another example here. Here's a video I put out in September of 2015. And this was showing up down in Australia. Now look at this. Watch this. Okay, we're looking at the microwave background imagery. Now look. Here, let me full screen this. Now watch. Zap, and it goes right down off the coast of New Zealand. Okay, so it's like a spiral-shaped pulse that comes in and focuses in on New Zealand, on the western coast. So this was on August 31st, September 1st, 2015. You can go to the Mimic imagery going through September, let's see, there's August 31st, September 1st, September 2nd, September 3rd. So, I mean, you can see it on the screen. You don't have to take my word for it. And I zoom in and show it at a closer level. Go ahead and look at the screen here. They tried to say this was an error. But look how it takes the shape of the storm and everything. It zaps right down into the center of the storm and dissipates it. Completely blows it away. Again, watch what happens. The storm, zap right down in the middle, and away it goes, vaporized. So, again, people said that was a mistake. I don't believe in this many mistakes. I just don't. I don't. So, not when it takes the shape of the storms, not when it's happening across the planet, not when it's detected multiple times over many years, and not when it's followed up by large earthquake activity. And there is no doubt about it that it's followed by large earthquake activity. You can go back and research yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. I mean, I could go do the legwork for you right now. I can type in August 2011 earthquakes. And of course, up's going to come the Virginia earthquake, the Virginia 5.9. Let's minus off Virginia. This is how you do it, guys. If you want to find the past earthquakes, it's going to take a little legwork. You cannot just go to the USGS site. Virginia. Here we go. Peru earthquake 7.0 in Peru on August 24th. Same day that the East Coast was hit. here we go. Vanuatu, 7 and a 7 on August 20th in Vanuatu. I mean, look, that alone right there, there's 3 7.0s between the 20th and the 24th, and then the 5.9 hits in Virginia, and the 5.3 hits in Colorado. I mean, that alone should tell you that's a dramatic increase. And if you go back throughout the month, you can see there aren't many other earthquakes talked about, which means the excitement that happened, let's see, 5.0 hit Port St. Lucia. Okay, that's not a big deal. But again, so when I just take a look at it, overall when I see it, the wave that hit last in 2011, which we reported on, I mean, we were part of this back in 2011, it was followed up by the largest earthquakes pretty much of the year, aside from the Japan earthquake. And the East Coast, you can just talk to the people on the East Coast about how that all worked out with the 5.9 that hit back in 2011. Okay, so word up to my people, pay attention. We always have to watch for these things to possibly have an effect. You can't discount it of having no effect, but you also can't project on it what you think is going to happen. I got a lot of people asking me, Dutch, what's going to happen with this wave? I say, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before. Now, the other one is not similar. The other wave from 2011 was much more concentrated. It was quick. It didn't take a long time. It just zapped on, zapped off in a few hours, and it was gone. But this other wave lasted for like a day and a half, or day, and it went back and forth and back and forth. And it was very dramatically excited at the center. It wasn't all spread out like the other one we were looking at in 2011. So I've never seen anything like it before. I don't know what to forecast for it. In order to forecast, you got to be able to have past examples to base it upon. Otherwise, you're just going to be telling people what you think might happen. So I can just tell you overall, whenever we see these big pulses, whether it's from a solar flare, Earth-facing coronal mass ejection, even a filament rupture from the sun sometimes if it's facing Earth. But it's usually these powerful charged particle events that cause earthquake activity. There's a definite correlation, a definite connection between solar events and earthquake activity, and there's correlation between strong magnetic events and earthquake activity. Well, if that's the case, this is potentially a strong magnetic event and charged particle event, covering the whole planet like a solar flare would, or CME. But in this case, it's covering both sides of the planet at the same time, unlike a CME or solar flare that usually only hits one side of the Earth that's facing the sun when the charged particles arrive. Okay, so I hope that explains it for you all. I'm watching closely, of course. Many other people are as well. So don't be scared, be prepared. Being prepared means having a plan and knowing what to do just in case a large earthquake hits. That's pretty much it right now. So have a good night, morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. And if you're celebrating Christmas, have a good Christmas. Keep watch on the earthquakes. Don't obsess. That's why you should have a plan so you can rest easy and you can grab the bag if you need to, or you can know what to do when it hits, and you can go about your business. That's ideal. We don't want you running around screaming, earthquake! When I always imagine a bachelor living in his pad, probably semi-stoned, and earthquake, and they grab their camera and they're trying to record it to get it on YouTube, and really you should be diving under a sturdy object of some kind just to take cover from potential falling drywall or plaster, the things that can hit your head and cut them open, but maybe not kill you, but certainly hurt you. So it's better to take cover, wait till the shaking stops, then exit the structure, right? So think about those things ahead of time, will you? Don't be the bachelor running around screaming earthquake. Unless you want to. That sounds like it could be fun. Sounds like it could be fun. Oh, all right. I see some people being goofballs in chat right now. You know what, guys? Come on, man. Look. You got all of YouTube. All of freaking YouTube, man. You've got the whole dang place to yourselves. You can go to any gaming chat. You can go to any prank chat. You can go to almost any live stream. And you can have your way. What we're trying to do here is break through censorship in freaking science. I got smeared on the Department of Homeland Security website, guys. You want to troll? You want to troll? I'm up against big oil, man. My life's at risk, and you want to come in here and talk trash in my chat room. Come on, man. Come on. I don't care how old you are. For real, dude. We're trying to save lives with earthquake forecasting. I'm fighting against corporate science. The biggest names in the industry came to my pages to troll my ass, and here you guys are. Man, I'll tell you what. I will settle any day for the verbal trolling in the chat room over getting smeared on CBS News. At least I can tell the troll in the chat to take a hike. And my cat can tell you that too. Listen up. Right? Right, Wednesday? Oh, she's quiet now. She's like, dude, I'll just straight up get on ya. Oh, all right, guys. So word up to my people. And if you're in chat, welcome in. Welcome in to everybody who's new. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. And I'll be back if anything else happens. Peace out.